Hello and welcome to the ultimate gaming, streaming, and recording battle station. So, thanks to our good friends at LG who have very kindly sponsored this video, we're about to build a setup which is not only ready for PC games, but also for the next generation of consoles. So Wes, it starts out with the LG OLED 65G10, which is not only one of their highest end OLEDs, but also it's one of the ones with the flush mount, so it almost looks like one of the wallpaper TVs. But beyond that, we're completely renovating this part of the office.
Yeah. So we've already gone ahead and we've replaced the boring white wall with slightly less boring artificial wood.
It looks good. You did a good job with this.
No one has to know it's artificial wood. It's real.
So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to mount the TV up here. We're going to move pretty much everything here. What we want to do with this setup is have everything run into our OLED. But the idea is that this setup should be completely ready for the PS5 and the Series X later this year. But the best part is not only can we play all these games, but we're also going to be able to stream them and record them for videos. Essentially what we need to do is we need to figure out the TV being mounted here. We'll have a PC down here, a monitor, and like our desk down here, and then we'll have probably on this piece of furniture, we'll have where all the consoles sit, and then they'll all be routed into the TV.
Correct. And we will actually be here holding up the TV with our hands, just like we're holding it up right now.
So one of the nice things about the 65G10 is that it comes with its own wall mount bracket. Now, unlike most TVs where you would use just a standard sort of VESA mount and then you would sort of drill it into the wall, this is actually meant to be a flush mount. So if you've seen the LG wallpaper OLED TVs, it's something kind of similar, and that there should be pretty much no gap between the TV and the wall, which is great because it's gonna look awesome for our setup. But the downside is that we need to make sure before we drill it in and start building the entire setup that we know exactly where everything is going to go, including all of our cables.
And not only is this gonna hold the whole TV up, I believe it's actually only 2 bolts that slide into there. This whole thing pops out after it's mounted on the wall. You then sort of click the TV in and you sandwich the whole thing up against it.
Wes, why did you spend all of our money on HDMI cables?
Honestly, they just had the best boxes, and that's kind of how I buy cables. So we have a bunch of them that are HDMI 2.0. That means we'll be able to do 4K 60.
Yeah.
But for the newer consoles and for future-proofing, we have a few HDMI 2.1 cables, which are much more expensive. So normally you would not need one of these. The TV actually has 4 inputs, but for ease of use, and because we have so many things going in different directions, like if we want to do a console right to the TV, console to capture cards, and TV, you need something like a matrixer. It actually has 4 inputs, but also 4 outputs.
So we can take any combination of things going into this and out. So we can send the same signal from the capture card, from the console to capture card to TV. But you can imagine when we have the TV up here, all of our consoles, all of our lighting, our Twitch camera, PC, monitor, desk. I mean, this is gonna be really cool.
Yeah, just so we don't jinx it, we should probably just call this the average setup. This is your average living room
The average gamer paradise. But that's Judd's thing.
The average gamer's Tuesday. It's all, let's fix the TV, right?
Yeah, it's probably time to stop talking and start working. So it is day 2 and we are ready to finish up the setup.
So we'll actually hang the bracket, and this is actually held to the back with a really strong magnet. So that's why.
Are you trying to tell me a 65-inch TV is being held up by a magnet?
Well, it's not CRT, so it's okay. Right?
The power of OLED being very lightweight. Okay, all right, I'm sure they know what they're doing.
Yeah, but that's why you gotta put the spacer in so it doesn't slam shut on us.
So you feel comfortable with me actually tightening this up?
Pop this guy in first and let's see what we got.
That's pretty close. We're a touch over to the right, but.
Honestly, I buy that.
Yeah.
I think we're close enough where we should go for it.
The building's also not particularly straight as well, so.
Oh yeah, that was part of it. Yeah, compensating for the fact that the floor is not level.
All right, all the way in?
Go for it.
All right.
Right inside that circle there is the magnet. So what you're gonna wanna do is find a spot to kind of put the screwdriver under and pop it out. Yeah, now you can kind of actually just pull it away with your hands. It's gonna be a little stiff, but you should be able to do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's it. So that's as far as we can actually pull the TV out. Oh, dude, yeah, I see that huge magnet.
Yeah, no, it's super strong. Yeah, when I first saw this, I thought it was kind of over-engineered, but after actually having it on the wall, it's one of those things that's like engineered to the T.
Yeah.
It's like very purpose-built.
Look, when I have my brand new LG OLED on the wall, over-engineered, definitely what I'm looking for. I don't want it kind of works. I want it to be firmly attached to my wall. Now, let's figure out how to get this on the wall.
Yeah, well, so you can see here, the pegs that you actually put in are much beefier than I expected.
Wow. I've never tried one of the wallpaper TVs. I know this obviously isn't quite the same line, but it's related just because it has such a cool wall mount that's included in the box. Like, it really is meant to be more of a display piece, but it has all the features of the high-end OLEDs that you expect, including G-Sync, including 4K 120 frames per second, including obviously all the excellent picture quality, the contrast. As far as I'm concerned, this is about the best possible TV we could have here. This is our cable solution for this setup. This is what Wes has been spending the last week prepping.
Basically, I planned it out so not only can the consoles go into the Matrix, but we'll have an extra HDMI 2.1 cable that'll just be free roaming. So if we want to bypass everything, we want to do 8K 60.
Or 4K 120 directly from a console.
Yeah, which this TV can handle.
Yeah.
We'll be able to do that. We have a direct line from the GPU of the PC directly into the TV if you want to use it.
For G-Sync.
And then we have an auxiliary input that's just going to surface at the desk.
Okay.
So say that we just get some random PC in that we want to try out, we can just plug it in without messing up the whole system.
And because we have so many different devices and we want to have the flexibility, essentially the Matrixer, as big and expensive as it is, essentially allows us to say boop, 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 boop. I made the sound effect again. You can press the buttons and it will switch everything in any orientation that you want. That's very cool. So this simple cable cost how much?
I think these were like 130 bucks for a 25-foot run. But it's really cool because essentially this little unit in here and this little unit here has an encoder and decoder. It just shoots the signal over fiber optic as fast as it can, full 48 gigabits, and then it receives it and decodes it on the other side. But this is really the only way to do it without an amplified HDMI signal.
So we have our cables run. One of these HDMI is a little thick, so hopefully it actually will fit flush, but I think we'll be okay. So our mounting, very high. This is, it's dense.
All right, ready? And up.
Up, 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 up. Okay, back, back, back.
Yes.
Up a little higher.
Yep.
I can't tell.
Toward west.
Toward west? Okay. Yeah, we got it. It's in. It's in. I'm in on this side. Are you in on that side?
I feel like it.
It's on Wes's side.
It's on one side. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, let's make sure.
Oh, I see right here. Hold on. Oh, that's it. I got it.
That's it?
We're in.
All right.
Okay, gently let go. Let go. No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, we gotta
lock it in, but at least it's in place now. Okay.
All right, are they both clicked?
That one clicked, and I want to double check that this one's clicked.
I can actually reach it.
At this point, we have our 65G10 mounted on the wall. And when they say flush mount, they mean flush mount. This thing is all the way up against the wall. But with our cables run here, I actually feel really good about this. So essentially, now, well, we have a lot more work to do, but for now, why don't we get the TV fired up, run something to it, and just make sure that this is all actually working. So, with the TV hung up, now let's run through the temporary setup. So we have some of the consoles up and running, but before we do that, shall we actually make sure the TV works and we didn't somehow horribly ruin it?
Yeah.
Where's the remote? Actually, you know what, Wes, would you just do the honors? Press that power button. Make sure we didn't ruin it.
Here we go.
Oh, the light turned off. And? Yes! Oh, dude, it looks so good up on the wall. And the thing about OLED, God, I feel like I'm such a fanboy right now. The thing about OLED is that it has such great viewing angles that no matter where we are in the room, it looks great. So let's actually put the TV through its paces. Austin Evans. And of course you have full voice support for not only with the remote, but you can also just say, hey LG, watch Mystery Tech. Hey, look at that. Oh, Wes, we forgot to do the peel. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's so good. Look at that.
Oh man.
Oh, look at all our grime from our fingerprints just disappearing. Look at that. Oh, it's so good. Cool. Yeah! Wow, it actually looks much better. I was already getting used to it with the plastic. It's like, oh, right. It looks even better now. You know what I really like about this?
These look almost
It looks great from no matter what angle, especially when we're shooting in here. Obviously, one of the problems we're gonna have with this setup is we wanna make sure that we can minimize reflections. But a lot of that is gonna be sort of once we get the full lighting revamp done in here. But with that Alpha 9 Mark III processor, what you're getting here is incredibly nice picture quality, especially when you turn on the game mode. Because you have a lot of things that will help enhance the image, but but also you have a very low latency experience too when you're ready to start gaming. So right now we have a very temporary setup. So not only do we have a PS4 Pro and an Xbox One X, since obviously the new consoles aren't out yet, but this should in theory work. So we have all three of our consoles, including the Switch, going into our matrixer, matrix. And then it is going out to the TV. We haven't taken advantage of the extra leads right now, but theoretically, if we turn this on, switch to HDMI 1, we should be able to play all of these together, and the matrix could also kick a different signal out to our monitor. So the monitor is gonna roughly live here, obviously, once we have the desk. So right now, we have our PS4 Pro and Xbox One X routed through the matrix. So PS4 is going up to TV, Xbox is going here. So first of all, let me see what the latency is. Oh, that's nothing. So theoretically, can we swap them? Can you push Xbox to TV and PS4 to monitor?
Yeah, so they're in order. The inputs are 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And then that's output A, that's output B. So you want this guy to have the PlayStation now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So wait.
So output B
Goes to
1.
1, okay.
And actually, while we're here, we should see how good the sync is between the two of these
Oh,
guys.
so now we have the PlayStation up on both.
Correct.
Dude, that's trippy, man. Look at that.
So it can be a splitter,
That
or we
is
can route differently.
So cool. Okay,
Yeah.
wait, so now let's put Xbox on TV.
Okay, so we would select output A, and that is input number 2.
Hey, there we go. And now we can just tap through here. Dude, that is going to be so sick, especially when you consider that once we have our PC and our streaming setup really built here, we can very easily stream from all of these consoles instantly. We can play on them, we can capture them. And the nice thing about the OLED, if we launch, say, Red Dead, for example, it has a ton of features which are helpful not only now, but also going into this next generation. So this TV not only has FreeSync, but it also supports G-Sync, the very first TV to do that, which means that not only I need to be online, okay, one moment, please. One of the nice things about the G10 is it really does have all the gaming features that we want for the setup. So of course, not only does it have HDMI 2.1 thanks to that Alpha 9 processor, which means that we get 4K 120 frames per second, but also we have a bunch of things including not only FreeSync, but also NVIDIA G-Sync, the first time that has actually come to a TV. So no matter if we're plugging in the latest consoles, the next-gen consoles, or of course a gaming PC, you can get the most out of the TV. It also has very low response time right out of the box, and it has support for things like auto low latency mode, which especially for those next generation consoles is going to be really important, as essentially the console can say, hey, I'm playing a game, the TV will automatically go to game mode, automatically go to the quickest latency, so no matter what you're playing, you're going to get the best experience right out of the box. It is really cool to see these TVs with things like filmmaker mode as well as game mode, so that they can automatically take advantage of the best modes and the best sort of frame rates and everything for whatever content that you want to watch or play. Especially once we have the entire setup, up to date. Once we have that all done, this will be great, and we have a desk here. But this is so cool to have the display hung up. It looks so cool on the wall. Well, obviously we'll hide these cables. We'll have our PC, which we're still building, and then we'll have all of this sort of nicely done. I'm really excited. This is gonna be a killer setup for streaming, for gaming, for watching videos, movies, and of course, for chilling. Are we gonna chill? Are we gonna just OLED and chill?
We can like hang out,
What is that,
Right.
hang out?
like relax.
You mean like we watch stuff not for a video? Like we're just watching content and playing games for fun? I don't think we do that here. Thanks very much for watching. Obviously, feel free to go check out the wonderful G10 TV at the link in the description, and huge shout out to LG for sponsoring this video and enabling us to build the ultimate setup. Stay tuned, there's a lot more we've got to do to make this thing ultimate, including update our Xbox.